Let us continue our topic. We have started earthquake. Now next topic we are going to see that the measurement of the earthquake. How to measure the earthquake, the intensity of an earthquake, or how much of the vibration of the earth is received. First of all, in 1935, Charles F. Richter invented, invented the instrument from where the earthquake is measured. Later on in the year of 1965, it was it was modified. The scale can measure how much energy is released during the time of the earthquake. There is no limitation of minimum or maximum, but till the 8.4 is a maximum measured the intensity of the earthquake, and that was so far is a maximum. We have not the limitation that 1 to 2. It was marked from 0 to 9. The highest was till the 8.4. Now, intensity of an earthquake. Intensity of the earthquake means how much of a energy during the earthquake, how much of a energy is released. That is known as the intensity of earthquake. Now it means how much the land is shaking, how much the vibration is there. That is only known as the intensity of an earthquake. Now, next topic is distribution of a earthquake. Distribution of a earthquake is exactly the place where the volcanoes you have seen. The place where the volcanoes are there, the same place is also of the earthquake. The seismic activity is the same. Wherever the volcanoes are there, the earthquake is also very common in that region. The first reason of the earthquake is circum-Pacific belt. You remember the ring of fire. It was the western part of North and South America and the eastern part of North and South America and the western part of the Europe and Africa. It makes a type of a ring. So it is known as a ring of fire. It is a circum-Pacific belt. The first reason is a circum-Pacific belt. This was the reason where the earthquake is a very frequent. Very frequently the earthquake is experienced in this region. The second is a mid-Atlantic belt. The mid-Atlantic belt, which lies between the Antarctic Ocean. It lies from the Greenland, from the north region, till the Antarctica in the south. That is known as a mid-Atlantic belt because it lies between the Atlantic Ocean, so it is known as a mid-Atlantic belt. The third one is a mid-continental belt. The mid-continental belt is generally the region starting from the Mediterranean Sea. It was stretching from the northern part of India till the Southeast Asia. That is a mid-continental belt. And the second one is a interplate seismicity. It was a spreading region of the, if you see in the Indian Ocean, one region was there, that was a region. So this was a distribution. You see, mainly the earthquake region is a very close to the region of the volcano. Wherever the volcano is there, the earthquake is also very common in that region. Now, next topic we'll see the consequences of the earthquake. We all know the consequences of the earthquake. The earthquake, generally, if you're standing on the land, on the plain land, if you're standing, if the earthquake is there, maximum what will happen? Maximum it will affect on you and you will fall down on the region, nothing else. But what happens when now the modern age, modern civilization, the construction work is there, many construction work is there. Because of this construction, what happened? The big buildings are there, the power stations were there, the electricity was there. Because of the earthquake, when the vibration was there on the earth, and also sudden, without any reason, all of a sudden when it happens, then what happened? When the building collapsed, many people die because of the earthquake. Earthquake itself is not very hazardous, but what happened? Because of the construction of buildings, because of the power, because of the fire, many people die not because of the earthquake, but it is because of the collapse of the building, because of the fire in the region due to that. So that was the consequences. In the earthquake, generally the negative effect is more than the positive effect. One by one we'll see that. The first one is the building collapse. whenever the earthquake occurs, because it does not give any period um, symptoms or anything like that. So all of a sudden the building collapsed, and because of that, the many people die directly because of this. Like example was given in 1989, the Lona Pirata earthquake, the streets of the San Francisco finance district covered broken glasses, and the people were buried under the weight of the big building. Meaning the building collapsed, the glasses were there, the people buried in that. So that was a building collapse was the first effect. The second one is a building unlocked from their foundation, because the big building, the foundation of this building was somewhere in the interior of the ground. When the vibration is there, the foundation vibrate, whole building does not affect, but the foundation was disturbed. This is how the whole building is affected because of that. Landslides are also very common in the mountainous season. If there is earthquake occurs and the mountainous season affected, the large amount, because the slope is there on the mountain, the large amount of mountain parts, the rocks, material and so on, they start coming down from the slope of a land, that is known as a landslides. So the landslides, if the mountainous season like the Rocky, Andes, Alps, in this season, the landslide is very common phenomenon. Whenever the earthquake occurs, these things happen. The next topic we'll see next time. Thank you.